Calling all units, calling all units. Donut shop has a fresh dozen. Go ahead and take a 1040.
You've been there 13 years, right?
Yes.
And only the last
For
4
those,
years.
I've been doing polygraphs.
So
correct.
there's something has to happen while you're in there to become that examiner.
Right.
I want to talk about that.
Okay. So the position came available.
Yeah.
And the person that was doing one retired and one was getting promoted, and they knew this was happening. So one of our chiefs, came to me and said, "Mac, I need you to go to polygraph school." And I was like,
I know who it is.
You know who it
Yeah,
is.
but we're not gonna
say any names.
We're not gonna say any names.
And I told him no.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Mac, you need to go to polygraph school." So I figured on the second time, I said, "Okay, I'll go."
Yeah.
And it was the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
To this day, when I see him, I tell him, "Hey, thanks a lot so much. It was great. It's a life changer." But polygraph school is 10 weeks.
10 weeks.
Wow.
It's in Cape Coral, Florida.
Okay.
And basically, it's like going to college.
All right.
And
So polygraph school. So for those that don't know what a polygraph is in layman's terms, is the lie detector test.
yes.
Okay.
It's a lie detector.
So you
test.
go to school 10 weeks, Cape Coral.
Cape Coral, Florida, yes.
Well, when you show up, tell us, walk us through that school, man.
I mean, that's a whole story in itself.
You can bullet point it.
Okay, so I show up to the school,
Yeah.
and the school is notorious for being very hard, and people have gone and you have been sent home.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if I get sent home from polygraph school, I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of they break it down. It's like going to college, and they
Yeah.
break it down, and you have the physical part with the body, the psychological part, then all kinds of different aspects of polygraph.
Right.
They give it to you like if you're gonna turn on a fire hose and they got all that water coming in your face.
Yeah.
It's loads and loads and loads of information.
Really.
So, and if you're a police officer and I don't know.
So
am
you
I
say
allowed-
they condensed it down to 10 weeks, but it could be easily
it could be
6 months?
Oh, easy. Easy.
Okay.
So generally, police training, a lot of the tests are multiple choice.
Yeah.
And, it's usually how most of our exams are.
Is it A, Michael Jackson, B,
Exactly.
Michael Jordan,
Right.
C, President Bush, or D, Miranda rights?
Correct.
Yeah.
D, Miranda
Right.
rights.
So here I am, and mind you, I'd been out of school for a while, and we go to take our first test, and they hand me a paper, and it's blank. So
Yeah.
I raised my hand, and I said, there's something wrong with my test. There's nothing
Hello.
on here.
We're on a podcast. He's telling us about
Good,
his...
you got a screenshot of that.
Yeah. So,
okay.
yeah. So basically, I'm saying, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, no, it's essay.
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 Ooh.
So needless to say, the following day, the instructor's in front of the class, and he's calling out the grades. Rodriguez, 99, good job. Johnson, 98, good job. McCrink, see me after class.
Oh.
I swear, it was horrible.
Oh, my
I
God.
just, I couldn't get any smaller in my chair, and I was like, oh, this is bad, this is bad, this
Yeah.
is bad. So, it was an eye-opening experience.
But you passed.
I passed. I
What was
eventually
the-
passed.
What was the score? Did he tell you? What's the passing grade?
My final score for the final exam, I was like a 97.
But that test...
That was at the end. This was like the very first test,
Yeah.
like the first week, and then
You're not
on
gonna say
week
the
10,
score, are you?
yeah. So no, but basically, I just had to, buckle down and
Oh, okay.
remember how to learn again. I guess.
Okay.
So
He was letting you know that you had another idea of how this was going to work,
Yeah.
and he needed to put you on the correct
yeah,
path.
I told him.
Yeah.
So I'm that guy with the yellow marker, and I'm highlighting
Yeah,
everything, and
yeah.
they're like, dude, you don't need to highlight everything.
Yeah, the whole. No,
It
I
says-
thought this was a coloring
It was
test.
like it's page 9. Oh, highlight it. Whatever. So, but I got through it. It was very tough, and I love it. Polygraph's great. Great.
So you went... So you got the actual exam itself, like whatever the machine was or system, because it's on computer now. And then you had the body's physiological responses, like the way you react to
Correct.
it.
Yeah,
So you
so-
had tests on different subjects like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then it's
They give you tells? Or I guess that's physiological, like...
well, we would learn, the book portion, and then
Yeah.
we would do actual polygraphs. The school is close to there's a college that's close to the school, so they would have college kids come in, and we would test them on certain. I think we would test them like on drugs and their work history, for example.
Yeah.
So we were hoping that it was nothing that they would like, commit felonies or something. Something kind of simple.
Yeah.
And also, funny story. I remember I got all women. I had all women. So here you are with a male, and you're putting the sensors on the females.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful. You can't touch anything.
You see, there's pad. Like, this is how you put the sensors on. You keep doing this.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Once again, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Okay.
So.
All right.
But anyway, so yeah, I did in school. I think I did like 40 practice exams, so to speak.
Wow.
So when I got to the city, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
And it was great training. I do continuing education every 2 years. 40-hour course, and I get updated on all the new fun things with Polygraph.
Nice. So 10 weeks, right?
10 weeks.
And you come back.
And I'm ready to go. Give me a test.
So it's not. So what's the proper? Is it? Because I was like, I wanted to say polygrapher, but that's not the name. It's polygraph examiner.
You could say polygraph examiner. You could say polygrapher.
Because I looked it up on Google, and it's like there's no such word. And I was like, what is that?
Well, I go by polygraph examiner.
Yeah, that's what I put.
Yeah.
Eventually, I
So-
was like, all right, polygraph examiner.
Yeah, that's fine.
all right.
Because that's what you're doing. You're
Yeah.
examining the
Yeah.
polygraph.
Okay.
That's it. I'm in charge.
So that's a big portion of the hiring process that
Huge portion. by the way.
eliminates a lot of
Yes.
possible candidates.
Yes. Yes.
So everyone has some kind of fear or
Preconceived notion
notion or stories.
Well,
my polygraph was
One of the biggest things. Did I just talk over you?
no.
Okay. Am I allowed to do that?
You're allowed to. You're the
Okay.
guest.
Oh,
So
okay.
they hear me every week.
That's
Yeah.
true.
You're the guy.
All right.
They want to hear you.
Here's the thing with polygraphs. If you tell the truth, you're going to pass.
Yeah.
And that's the God's honest truth.
Yeah.
People talk. People watch TV.
Yeah.
When I see polygraph on TV, like the Fockers, I just shake my head and I said, oh, this is not good.
Yeah.
Or stuff like that. Or, Seinfeld did an episode
Yeah.
on polygraph one time.
Yeah,
and let's put them on the poly.
Yeah.
Really? Stop.
Yeah.
But
But that's any kind of cop show
anything
or
with
anything.
cop shows or whatever.
They're going around the corner and they're doing that thing.
Correct.
Like, let's go get
Let's
them.
get 'em.
Who does
Right.
that? Yeah.
So people come in and that's their perception of polygraph.
Yeah.
Another thing that people do is they go on YouTube
Yeah.
and you just Google in this new younger generation. Oh, they'll type in polygraph, how
Yeah.
to beat a polygraph.
Yeah. You
And
suck on a penny. Everybody knows that.
I've had people come in and are trying to beat the test. They want to lie for
Yeah.
whatever reason. And they go like literally straight out of YouTube. Like I'm watching them and I'm looking at my phone going, oh my God, this is exactly like
The top five videos.
Yeah.
like, hey, I got the I know exactly what they're doing.
They have clumps of Vaseline all
You
over
know,
their
oh
eyes.
my- on their
sipping
hand.
on NyQuil.
They they'll flex their arm.
They got the
and
tack in their
stuff.
shoe. They're keep stepping on the tack.
I haven't had the tack in the shoe. I suspected it one time.
Yeah.
And I just tell them take your shoes off. And then now they're done.
Yeah.
And just to put it out there, if you get caught cheating on a polygraph, it's fairly safe to say you will never be a police officer.
Because that's the thing that people don't understand is like you don't have to have a squeaky clean perfect record. The biggest thing is telling the truth, and if they're telling the truth to you and you're like it's a little sketchy as far as what you're describing that happened, but you're telling the truth and I'm seeing that you're telling the truth, I would assume that kind of gives you, if it was on a grading scale, gives you better grades than if you're like holding back and your
Correct.
body is putting off all those signals.
No, definitely.
Because then you don't know what you're hiding.
The being in backgrounds and I've hired hundreds of people at our department. And the biggest thing is if you tell the truth, you're not going to have any problems. If you did something in the past that you're not sure about, just put it down. Because what happens is if you lie, remember, in police work, we can take someone's civil liberties away.
Yeah.
We
Their
can
life.
put you in jail. And that's a huge responsibility.
Yeah.
So you have to be truthful. You have to be honest.
Yeah.
And that's in every department. So just tell the truth. If it knocks you out this time, you can reapply to another agency. And that's my biggest problem. Not my biggest problem, but I try and talk to young people.
Yeah.
And listen, I've had people that have lied to me, and I've caught them in the test. And I tell them, I said, look, you're not going to get hired with us,
Yeah.
but you can move forward and apply somewhere else.
Yeah.
And you can tell the truth. And I've helped, I mentioned to you that I coach high school football.
Yeah.
I've got maybe 15 kids that are police officers from Broward to down south and the Central Florida area.
That were high school football.
And all I did is, I told them just tell the truth and deal with it. And sometimes they get, you know what? Getting disqualified is part of the process.
Yeah.
I was talking to Justin earlier, and we were talking about, he applied to the bigger agency. He didn't get on.
Yeah.
I applied to the bigger agency, and I didn't get on. And my mom worked there.
Yeah.
So, it was so. But young kids just need to take a deep breath because they want everything now.
Yeah.
And I hate to sound like my
Totally,
father,
yeah.
but
Amazon,
they want
microwave.
everything right now. I want it now. I want it now. Well,
Yeah.
listen, you're not going to get it now.
Yeah.
But hey, take a deep breath. You can reapply, and now you know what to do.
Yeah. What
And
do you
I-
mean? But clarify that. You know what to do.
People,
Tell the truth.
Oh.
people will lie.
Got excited.
People will lie.
People will lie for the stupidest things.
Oh, so you mean I know you? You know what to do, meaning tell the truth.
Correct.
Okay, I got you because that's what I mean. You know what to do, meaning
Well-
like I know to avoid this question.
Well, could I give you? Let me give you an example. The big one that not everybody, but it's a big one.
Yeah.
Drugs,
Yeah.
marijuana.
Mm-hmm. Marahuni.
Okay. Marijuana. Yes.
The devil's lettuce. Mary Jane. Yeah. The sticky
Exactly.
icky.
That's it.
Sticky
That's it. Where do you come up with that? Where is that?
I don't know.
That's horrible.
All right.
Okay. So anyway, marijuana, it's a hot topic, right?
Yeah.
If you were in high school and you experimented with marijuana and now you're 23 years old and you're applying to be a police officer,
Yeah.
don't lie about your drug usage in marijuana. I mean, your drug usage in high school. Just
Yeah.
tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost legal. It's going to be legal. In our lifetime, it will
Especially
probably
now,
be
yeah,
legal.
like in the
You
time
know?
when we were getting hired, it was a little more strict and
Correct.
war on drugs and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, and that's, I was totally honest in mine. I happened to be in my friend's car in the back seat, and he pulled up, and some guy ran down, and I'm like, bro, what is happening?
Right.
Like, what is going?
Yeah.
And I go, did we just do this? I go, bro, I'm applying to be a police
Right.
officer, and like this was literally like a month before I had my first interview.
Wait.
No.
Wait. Were you buying or were you
No, I
selling?
was sitting in the back seat of a Civic.
I know.
A two-door Civic, so I was trapped.
I got you. But was he buying or was he selling? Were
He
you
was
like
buying.
Oh, okay.
He
It
was
like,
buying.
Justin,
Yeah.
lift up your seat and grab this brick for me.
Yeah,
What is
bro,
this? I don't
what
even know
is-
what I'm
I don't
doing
know
right
what's
now.
going on.
No.
But you know what? So it's funny that you said that, Justin, because that's a good example of someone that would go through the process and something minor like that they would lie about. And then when they go to take the polygraph exam,
Yeah.
they're going to think about that incident and they're going to fail,
Yeah.
or they're going to show deception indicated.
Right, and all nervous, and then
That
Throw it right
that
out.
makes complete sense.
So
because I had little things that you're like, well, have you ever broken the law? And I'm like, I've never broken the law. But wait a minute, there was that time I did a legal U-turn, and you start thinking about other shit, and then all of a sudden it's like, the machine starts frying, bzz, 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 and you're a liar.
so
it spits
okay.
out a little piece of paper that says you're a liar.
Yeah,
Right.
no, this little guy comes out from underneath.
Liar.
And then back in the
No.
machine.
So basically, like the polygraph is only as good as the examiner. Okay. And this is all I do. The department that I work at says, "Hey, we invested a lot of money on you. We send you to training. This is all you do."
You're like a racehorse,
Yes.
thoroughbred.
Yes.
If you pull your quad, they're gonna put you down, man.
That's it. I'm done. I'm
gonna
done.
put you down.
I'll be in the back barbecuing at the front gate. But anyway, so I mentor, like I said, I coach football
Yeah.
and I mentor young people and I just tell them, just tell the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The test that we use in our department is made to help the truthful person pass.
Yeah.
And, like I said, with this younger generation, just tell the truth. Hey, you may not get it the first time, but you'll get it the second time. I know for myself, it took me 3 times before I got hired. I used to drive fast. and my traffic was horrible.
Same here.
Yeah.
And they kept saying, "Hey, you're a great candidate, but stop speeding on the turnpike."
What kind of car did you drive?
That's not important. It was a Toyota Corolla, okay?
You got a rice burner.
And it was stick, you know?
So you had the Fast and Furious neon lights underneath.
Yeah, anyway. So, but, so just my best advice for people when they're going to take a polygraph is just tell the truth. And if something happens and you don't get hired because you did lie and you admitted it, or they found out about it or whatever, when you reapply to another department or even that same department, you can be truthful.
Do they go back and look?
Yes, we all speak to each other.
Okay.
That's another thing. In the polygraph world,
everyone knows.
We're all geeks. We're all polygraph geeks. We're all on a huge network. We speak daily. I speak
chat.
to polygraph examiners in California, Boston, New York, all over.
If I applied somewhere, I failed the polygraph. I applied to agency X,
Right.
Whatever. At agency X, they ask me, "Have you ever applied to another police agency?" So if I say, "Yeah, I applied to Joe's agency," then X will call Joe and check up.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We'll do that regardless.
Okay.
When
What do you mean? But if I never told you, how
we
much was
check
that?
all departments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay.
people will say, "Oh,
I never
I've
did."
never applied."
Yeah.
And people get disqualified. I mean, I know we're getting off the topic of polygraph,
Yeah.
but as far as getting hired, just tell the truth,
Yeah.
because our resources are huge. Our arms go everywhere. We go to the West Coast, we go to the North, we go south, we go out of state, and it's simple as sending an email. And we all talk to each other.
And there might be different thresholds for different police departments. For
Correct.
instance,
Correct.
if I'm a smaller agency, I have 2 open slots. Well, I'm looking for a lot out of this person,
Correct.
and I'm not gonna let a little bit slide. You need to be A++. And I'm not saying we have lower, but our threshold might be a little or a larger agency that has to hire 800 people.
Correct.
You might be able to get by with a little bit. Say,
absolutely.
we can overlook that little part, that little aspect.
Right. Our department, recently as 6 years ago, we were hiring maybe 125, 150 people a year.
Wow. Yeah.
Now that number has dwindled a lot, so now we can be a lot more selective of who we pick.
Yeah.
And not just drugs. It could be traffic. It could be credit. It could be work history.
Yeah.
And basically, when we do a polygraph, you come in, 90% of the test is me talking to the person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? If you like that clip, go over and check out the full episode at Donut Shop Podcasts. Link is down below in the description.